Welcome back to the Unanimous Decision Podcast. I am your host, DPalm. Follow me on Blue Sky, Instagram, everywhere else at DPalm66. Follow the show at UDPod. Follow the show on YouTube at UDPod66. And as I drag this show into 2015, you can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Apple. You can also find it, yes, on YouTube. We have a video component now. I am so sorry. I have podcasted yet again. We are brought to you, as always, by DanielPalmerMortgages.com. If you can pay your rent, you can pay a mortgage. It's my job to help you qualify. Make sure you check out my other podcasting venture, Life, Love, and Real Estate. New episode every other Wednesday. The most recent one came out as our seasonal refresh. I get things going as we head into fall. But now I'm not here alone. I'm here to recap kind of the weekend in football. While for some reason there are 2 Monday Night Football games, no one asked for that. But we got a longtime friend of the show. What up, Justin?
Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
Man, good to have you. Good to have you. If you've been riding with us for a while, you know Justin is a long-suffering Florida Gator and Tennessee Titan fan. We will investigate both those spheres tonight. But, man, how's everything going with you? Kind of just large-scale sports-wise. Are we feeling okay? Are we feeling refreshed? Are we feeling like, we're happy football's back?
Suffering is the correct word. Suffering is the correct word. And the suffering is my own fault because the Titans, I knew we were bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a late Cameron Ward adopter because watching him at Miami, I'm like, this is the same Cameron Ward I saw last year. Like, what's the difference? And as you told me, the difference is he actually has people around him that could utilize the tools that he has. I was like, oh, that's what this could be. Got it.
And we're going to talk about it more later, but just the flashes that I've seen of him being surrounded by professionals, like not even good professionals.
That is the exact phrase you used. You said surrounded by professionals. That's what he has at Miami. He's surrounded by professionals. And I see the tools. I see the vision. And the Gators, I'm not even going to say they lied to me.
No. I'd like you to save that. Some content's mine. Please let me get to it.
But as far as just other sports, Mystics, it is frustrating when you have a front office that is dedicated to the tank because they were solidly in the playoff race. Like they were the 6th seed at the All-Star break.
It's true.
And then the GM said, no, not making the playoffs on my watch. Let me get rid of my best player for another draft pick, which maybe it's because I don't want to say grew up because I was a grown-ass man, but I saw what tanking did to the 76ers. Like building a culture of losing destroys a franchise. And I don't want that to happen to my Mystics because you get lottery picks for a chance to hit the lottery. You hit the lottery twice. You got Sonya and you got Kiki Iriafen. You've hit the lottery twice. Just build around, get some veteran depth and build around that. You're not going to hit the lottery again unless you think you're just going to get a bunch of young. I feel like people took the wrong lesson from OKC. The OKC lesson wasn't tank and acquire assets. The OKC lesson was, SGA is really good and he could be the best player in basketball one day. Let's surround him with a bunch of rent-controlled talent. And by rent-controlled talent, I mean talent on cheap contracts.
It could be worse. You could be cheering for the Chicago Sky.
As I told everyone when that player survey was coming out, I was like, the Sky are going to be the worst run organization and all of you are going to be surprised. And they're like, why would they do that? I was like, oh, y'all are new to this. And that's cool. I'm happy you're new to this because now we get to share all of this lore with you. Like I can share the Gabby Williams story.
But like now it's gotten so bad, so public, so fast with such a popular player. Like I feel like this is like, I'm almost ashamed to say the low point for Sky's just the way that place has been run.
Yeah, like this. So in terms of worst things that the Sky have done as a franchise, this isn't top 5. However, because it's Angel Reese,
there it is.
This should be an inflection point of okay, hold on, because the exact same way they're alienating Angel Reese, they've done this too in Courtney Williams, Gabby Williams, Elena Deladon, Sylvia Fowles. I'm missing one. Kalia Copper.
They've ruined an all-star team worth of players.
Kalia Copper won a ring in Chicago and said, "Get me the hell out of here" within 2 months. She was like, no, I'm not doing this.
And I know you guys are listening and saying, this is why I turn on UD Pod to listen to D. Palm and Justin talk about WNBA. But I know why you're actually here. You're here because this Friday night, Columbia, the defending Ivy League champions, kick off on ESPN Plus at 6 p.m. against Lafayette. Go Roar, Lion, Roar. That's why you're here, right? For a comprehensive breakdown of the Columbia Lions. Right, Justin?
Yes, that is exactly why we're here. Tell us exactly why we should be excited for your alma mater. Like, what should we expect?
I like the new coach. John Poppy's the man. He won an Ivy League title at Columbia. I didn't think it was possible. He's made magic. He coached for life. But let's get into the reason I'm here. And that's because last time I was on this podcast, I spoke words that were true, words that were reflective of my heart, words that betrayed a bit of trepidation about playing the Tennessee Volunteers. And I'd like to once and forever remind the world, fuck Tennessee.
Yeah, I was listening to that and I was like, why are you scared? It's just Tennessee.
And then did you see what happened?
Then I saw it. I was like, oh, that's why he's scared. That's why. Oh, they're not just Tennessee anymore. Like, they might have actually turned the corner.
It was a perfect storm of they've got a quarterback who'll do everything that coach tells him to do and nothing more. He's like, this is where you throw it. It is the Shanahan guys, but on like crank.
Yes.
That's their offense. And they got a guy who'll do exactly what they say, which is, I mean, look, dangerous as we've seen. 2, I had questions about our secondary because we've lost so much talent back there the last 5 years running.
Yeah.
And some of those long balls were just like, why are you jumping now? The ball's not there. What happened? Why'd you jump? It was very funny because Susan was out. She had a girls' day and they had a pool party on once, stayed at slept over at someone's house. And so it was just me and Matthew. And I'm like, Matthew, if this gets much worse in the first quarter, you're going to hear daddy say a lot of things to teenagers you probably shouldn't say. And right at the ship, Gunnar Stockton was like, hey, I heard you had some doubts. Let me assuage those right now. Mike Bubba was like, I'm not going to say what I thought my Bubba was like, but he figured out that the screen game was going to be good for them. And they ran it to the ground and they found a way to win. And I will say this, no one there is missing Nico.
No, they are not. And I was someone that was, I don't want to say high on Nico, but thought that Tennessee did him no favors. And then I was like, oh, both of you were the problem.
Yeah, that's the best. He and Josh Heupel couldn't get along. They couldn't find common ground. Josh Heupel's like, do what I said. And Nico's like, I can do more than that. And now he is in sports purgatory in LA because his coach just left and he can leave right now. He can transfer again right now and redshirt out the year and keep an entire season eligibility because he hasn't played 4 games. You get a 30-day transfer window when your coach is fired. They may strip UCLA for parts.
May.
Like, if there's any parts there, like we've seen what happened. They lost to New Mexico this week. It's not a good thing. But to his former team, yeah, Justin, y'all better get ready. Tennessee, it's also shit.
Get ready for what? We lost.
No. Don't you rush this. Let me enjoy this. I'll get to your whatever happened there.
I will say this, though. For as good and competent as Tennessee looked for 40 minutes, that last 5, they look like the Tennessee I've grown up with.
It's almost like everyone's deep down. No one changes. No one
changes. No one.
Before we get to your school, I want to talk about a school down the street. A school I've been warning people about for about 3 years now. A school that hired an offensive lineman coach and said, come build a team in your image. A team that welcomed Clemson. Or they were in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
They had to be in Atlanta.
Yeah, they're in Atlanta.
Okay, good. Welcomed the Clemson Tigers. And Dabo, whose name once again is just misspelled. Oh, bad. It happened again, Dabo. You got bees all in your helmets. And now I'm telling you, 2 things are true now. 1, God damn it, I got to worry about Tech. And 2, there's no way out for Dabo. Do you know how Dabo does his NIL?
How does he do it?
Glad you asked. If you're a freshman, there is no NIL for you. You earn your money the longer you stay and the better you play.
Why would anyone?
Which means their recruiting numbers have taken a noticeable dip in the last 3 years.
Exactly.
Which means there's no highly touted freshman class coming to save your ass, Dabo. And guess what? Who you are now might be middle of the pack ACC. It might be better than most Clemson runs have ever been, but it won't be like it was ever again.
No. Trevor Lawrence ain't walking through that door.
Can I ask a real question?
Yeah.
This is mean, but it's true. If you're an ACC coach, if you look at all the ACC coaches and you look at Brett Key and you look at Bill Belichick, which one seems to be doing a more passable impression of Bill Belichick? Like Bill Belichick, the guy who coached Army to start like this. I mean, underachieving, overachieving, under-talented, smart kids.
Yeah.
I know that's what Belichick thought he was getting at UNC.
No, I think Belichick is doing exactly what he wanted, which was getting his friends and his kids jobs.
Mike Lombardi's a thief. Mike Lombardi, I want him investigated. And they'll be like, where's the evidence? I go, it's all around you.
About to have you seen?
All his contracts are public.
But have you seen?
I present to you a book in which he wrote, Patrick Mahomes is not in the Hall of Fame yet. A book. He's just laundering money now in our faces. Okay, so you know this world more than I do. I think the ACC, you've dabbled more into it. Is there a path forward for Clemson, or is this it? Or is this just kind of, hey, Miami's figured out some things down there, Tech's doing what they're doing. Is it kind of over for Dabo? Can I finally be done with him?
In college, especially now, and you know this, coaching will only get you so far. Scheme will only get you so far. You need talent, because at some point you're just going to run up against a team that is just bigger, faster, and stronger than you. And there is no big brain idea you can do to get around that.
You know the funniest part of what you just said? Go ahead and tell me which part of the scheming part of football Dabo's good at. I'll wait.
Dabo used to allegedly be good at the talent part.
There it is. Dabo was good at the talent part. And for those who haven't heard my Dabo ruined college football rant, give me just a mini version of it. In the mid-2000s, 2010s, Dabo's staff was fantastic. And every year, people would come to poach that staff. And every year, he would pay them more. He broke the assistant coaching system in college football to the point where other schools couldn't afford to keep their staffs. So you saw dissemination of talent, some of which worked out for me. What up, Kirby? Welcome to Georgia. Glad to have you. But it didn't work out well for everyone. But you know what it worked out great for? The people he kept under his thumb, like Brent Venables, in South Carolina for that long.
Yeah.
The brain drain came, and the emperor had no clothes. And so Dabo had to lean on, hey, if you stay, you'll be a champion. And that worked for a while too, because it was true. If you stayed there and did what was asked of you and did what Dabo and his folks asked of you and were as talented as he thought you were, you would be a champion just through the sheer force of collection of talent. But now you're telling freshmen that you get no money?
In a world where I've already forgotten the young man's name, the Florida recruit that ended up in Arizona, and now he's in.
He left Georgia.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about. Yeah, the one who proved y'all were broke.
The one who proved that we were broke. If that young man is commanding a multi-million-dollar, let's call it what it is, salary, what makes you think that you telling these kids, hey, you can earn your keep, is gonna work? That world is gone. Like, it's a new world order. Nick Saban, of all people, tried to warn everybody, hey, if we're gonna start paying people, we need some rules and regulations in this.
He wasn't saying that for his benefit. He was saying that for y'all's. Because if you let Nick Saban, that's why he quit.
Yes.
There was no more challenge. Oh, I can pay him and everyone can see it? I'll never lose another guy. I'll never lose a quarter.
I don't have to commit federal crimes to get players on my school.
You know what it is? It's the guy who stopped smoking weed the second it got legal. The thrill was most of it for me.
The thrill was gone. We legislated the bag man out of the game. We legislated the bag man. And so here's one thing that is, I'm curious to see how it's still an institution.
What you got?
AAU basketball, as an institution, was built to launder money. That's it. It was built to launder money from shoe companies to kids through
school. Trying to get us Pablo Torre? What are you doing?
No, what do you mean, Pablo Torre? It's not like it is an open secret. That is why
Pablo's pissed off the sixth richest man in America, in the world. Like, I don't know what his plan is. I don't know what the end game is, but like, maybe you should have just extorted this man. Go on. Sorry, I apologize. We'll talk about that later too.
No. Pablo's doing investigative journalism. I'm just pointing at the window, like, hey guys, you see the thing that's happening outside? Like, it was built to launder money, to get kids like DeAndre Ayton to go to Arizona.
Yeah.
Right? Like that is the sole purpose of AAU basketball. Well, now that I can just launder, it's not even laundering. Now that I can just send that money through an MMA gym, shout out to Miami. All linemen get a sponsorship at our alumni's gym.
Allegedly. This is all hearsay and poppycock.
Nah, man, like, can you imagine what Nick Saban would? That's like turning the recruiting difficulty on easy. Man, he did everyone else a favor by quitting. Let's talk about a top 25 team that hasn't won a game, and that's 0-2 Notre Dame to you. God damn it. So, explain this to me.
Can't. If it has to do with this game, I can't.
Okay, because I'm watching it, and I think my eye is trained enough to know what good and bad looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Texas A&M looked bad.
So
they did not look good.
So you've got to remember, speaking of laundering money, that was a joke. NSA person watching this. That was a joke. I have no evidence. I'm just reckless speculation sounder. They've been accumulating talent in that weirdo part of Texas.
Yeah.
For like 8 or 9 years, like really high priced talent. They just had shitty coaches. Because they watch, I don't know how they pick their coaches, but they're always making a bad decision. But someone let them pick Mike Elko, and now everyone should be a little bit weirded out. Because Mike Elko is a good football coach. And the team's not good yet. But he's got those knuckleheads in the right places, which is, as we've seen, half the battle.
Right. Okay.
They're lined up right. And there's a lot of talent. And they've got to wash some of this other coach stuff off of them. But game 8 or 9, that's going to be a terrifying team.
Okay. So
I don't think Notre Dame is very good.
So that's what I was saying. I was seeing talented but disorganized.
Yes.
Versus we lost a lot of talent. That's what I was watching.
It feels like a basketball team in March Madness that makes a deep run, but it's so senior heavy that you won't see him again for 3 or 4 years.
Got it. Except
it's football, so the turnover isn't quite that dramatic, but the results might be. So, and this was a talented team last year. This is still a well-coached, very talented team. It's just it's not a football factory because of some of the other stuff about Notre Dame. So it's harder to just reload that talent.
Got it. Okay.
And so what you'll see is they're going to flirt let's talk about the quiet part loud. They want Notre Dame to be on television.
Yes.
And them being on television allows them to say, hey, maybe, just maybe, we should make the playoff. Notre Dame, 12 games left against not great opponents. You got to remember, like, they won they ran the table after losing to Northern Illinois last year. Made a playoff push. But, man, they're cheering for Texas A&M and they're cheering for Miami. Because if Miami wins the ACC, that looks really good for them. It's a much better loss.
Yeah.
If A&M wins the SEC, we're all fucked.
That can't happen, right?
Something's going horribly wrong.
Like, I can think of 3 schools in particular that will self-immolate if that ever happens.
Let's talk about one of them right now, because I'm not one to – these are children.
Yeah.
Something wrong in Texas.
I didn't know how much to invest in the Arch Manning can't beat out Quinn Ewers thing, because we know sometimes coaches get attached to the senior.
Justin, I said it as a joke. I was 100% kidding every time I said it. I was like, oh, this is just, I'm rewarding my guy. He's loyalty.
Yeah.
He's finding a way to galvanize the young kids against the idea of being held down and unite them around Arch. I'm like, this is some 5D chess. Or Arch wasn't ready last year for sure.
If I can't think that he got worse from last year, right?
Okay, so there's 2 schools of thought. I'm going to talk about this again on Friday with Felder, but this is something that we've talked about for years. This job of the coach in college has transitioned from development of talent to acquisition of talent.
Yes.
And so in that paradigm, you can't assume they're being coached up. Caleb Williams is a fantastic example who never got good coaching, not once in college, to the point where if you look at every one of the guys that Lincoln Riley touched, they have to be broken down, fixed, and repaired in the NFL. For sometimes it's fast. With Kyler Murray, it was quicker. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 stops, high Baker Mayfield. But whoever he touched, he broke. Like, make that very clear.
Yeah. And if we are going on the assumption, even if Arch wasn't being coached up, he didn't regress. If this is how he looked last year in practice, oh buddy,
so
y'all have problems.
Do you remember the first action he got last year?
Georgia, yeah, they
okay. So everyone's like, oh, he started 2 games. I'm like, he played before those 2 games. Like, we watched what happened at the end of the first half against Georgia when Sark decided, let's see what the kids got.
Which
was ugly.
Against that Georgia team was a choice. And I think a lot of people chalked it up to, oh, it's Georgia's defense. They made everybody look like that except for when they didn't.
Hey, whoa, hey. Rude. Whoa, now I'm mad. But you're not wrong. Because a lot of people, the immediate excuse was, you threw that kid against Wolves and Lions. And da, 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 da. That's very true. But if you can't stand up against that in that stage, we're not there yet from a mentality perspective.
Right. So
I don't know if this summer anyone pushed him in that perspective to be, because I think he's clearly got the love of the guys in the locker room. I don't think they're seeing that in practice and speaking about him and behaving on him the way they do. I think that maybe it's a nerve, like it's a lot of pressure to put on a kid. It's a lot. These are kids. And now there's more pressure because you've got people who are like, hey man, I'm paying for your NIL. Like it's people are openly gambling, like legally openly gambling on them. And then speaking to them through direct contact on social media. Like there's a lot of like mental health and like this is all dystopian and bad stuff about college football right now. But I think it's coming to a head with this kid because this isn't Peyton's kid. This is Peyton's nephew. It's not Eli's kid. It's Eli's nephew. His daddy was the receiver who got hurt. And we're treating it and acting like this is all fait accompli. And it was very interesting for me because it's gotten so loud around him, NFL people are starting to already look. Mina Kimes was on Bomani Jones's podcast. And she mentioned that when she watched Texas, Ohio State, she was interested because there was no online arch hive. And Bo like clumsily explained to her that's not how college football works. We're an ecosystem based on hate. Like the NFL, man, there is mutual respect and love. The college football is based on hate. If he plays for you, he's great. If he doesn't, he's a bum. Otherwise, he play for you. Like that's how the college football brain works. And so you got to understand that he was coming into a sea of snakes before the ball was ever snapped in Columbus. And since that moment, it's only gotten louder.
Yeah. And the optimist in me says, okay, this is the worst he'll ever look. He's going to get better, right?
That is a very true probably statement, I hope.
Yeah, we hope, right? Because I am less empathetic in the NFL because professionals, for like you said, the children, I'm like,
they're largely men in the NFL.
Yeah.
Michael Penix is actually 44. Like that's so.
Like I don't feel bad about saying Daniel Jones is a mirage because that's a grown ass man, right? Like,
who's given us plenty of mirage evidence in the past.
Like I don't know why we're pretending.
Okay. No, we'll get to the NFL. You're not wrong. Yes, let's keep going here.
But yes, I am definitely giving Arch Manning a level of grace that I would not extend to his professional counterparts because the key word of that is professional. And I really hope Arch pulls it together and does not look the way he looked these last couple of
I hope he looks this way against Georgia, but I hope he figures out otherwise. I will say this. That's a great line delineation you have because Arch's uncle Eli, I think Eli's a bum. You know, the only playoff games he won were the seasons he won Super Bowls. Otherwise, he didn't win a fucking playoff game.
I think the line for bum and just okay, like there's a gap between bum and just okay.
I watched him play. Y'all can tell me. Y'all can do this revisionist history all you want. That derpy ass, that face he would make on the sideline, nah, dog, bum.
I think he's okay.
A lucky bum, still a bum.
He will be the worst quarterback to go into the Hall of Fame. I'll put it that way.
See, now I'm about to say mean things about other quarterbacks. Let me stop. All right, so it's time to ask. We lost 2 coaches today. UCLA and Virginia Tech both got rid of their coaches. Justin. Hey, man.
I'm going to tell you why he's not getting fired.
Hey, man, because y'all broke. Like, I know why he's not getting fired. Y'all can afford it.
Oh. Even if we could afford it, here's why he's not getting fired.
Talk to me.
Our athletic director got extended.
Which is a wild decision, by the way.
A month before we extended Billy. So firing Napier would be an admission that the athletic director was wrong and we should look at him next.
I don't know why. I don't know why you don't just fire them both. Can I also say this? If your football team can throw 5 picks and lose by 10, it's a pretty good football team.
The problem, and I talked myself out of it last year because again,
here we go. I love it.
But last year, I know what a poorly coached team looks like. I know what it looks like.
You watch it every Saturday.
Last year, that was a poorly coached team. The year before, it was a poorly coached team, but somehow, he hid behind DJ Lagway's amazing talent.
Speaking of regressions,
I can point to DJ Lagway and say I can point to exactly how Billy Napier broke DJ Lagway. Like I can point to the things that he used to do, and now he has turned into. Billy fancies himself as a Shanahan type, if you do what I say, things will work out. Problem, if you do what I say, bad things happen, and I have a track record of every quarterback you've had who's done what you said and produces tape like we saw in LSU. Like
so which is worse? Florida's offense or LSU's offense, which only scored 20 points off 5 turnovers?
Florida's defense is a lot better than folks realize. Like that's a really good unit.
Okay.
Also, LSU's offense is really bad.
Like really bad. Like really
Like putrid. It is putrid.
Like when I saw Gunnar Stockton put that ball in there for that tie at the end of the regulation, and he dropped that in that bucket, I was like, look, man, y'all can talk all the shit you want. Guess what? I'm someone who is cheering for Carson Beck down in Miami because he seems to have found exactly what he was missing.
Yeah, Miami. Like apparently that's all he needed.
He seems happy as shit. He's throwing that ball around. He's throwing that bill around. I don't miss him for a second because Gunnar can do shit like that. However, the rest of this shitty conference quarterback play, hey, this is, and I hope he's okay. Why'd y'all try to sell me Lenore Sellers?
Oh, DJ Lagway's evil twin. Yes.
What if DJ Lagway's coach wasn't incompetent?
No. What if DJ Lagway's coach just said, whatever.
Just got out of his fucking way.
Like, just, instead of having an actual game plan, just said, man, you big. Just figure it out.
You big. Come on, bro. You got this shit. Did it feel bad to watch Miami eviscerate a team that beat you last week?
I knew it was going to happen. No, it didn't feel bad. You didn't
know it was going to happen.
Yeah. I knew exactly what was going to happen. I was like, Miami's going to hang 50 on them. USF is not good. We are just bad. I know what bad looks like.
Miami's good.
Yeah. I knew Miami was good from last year.
Good. No, I mean like last year it was largely Cam Ward dragging a not great receiving core. This receiving core they've given Carson Beck.
Yeah. But also that defense largely intact, still really good. So I knew they were gonna end that Cinderella story. Just because we overvalued Florida doesn't mean that USF was actually good.
Well, no one's been more of a value than our 0-2 somehow still ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Hey, that's good for business, baby. And we're going to put them in the playoff. We're going to talk.
They're going to make the playoff, and I'm going to be so mad. I'm already mad about it.
So do we have a 16-team playoff yet?
Shut up. Oh my God, shut up. You know Ohio State wouldn't have made it last year if there was a 14 playoff. Let's sink into everyone else. If they'd actually kept it a buck and like, hey man, only the best get in, they wouldn't have made it.
And I think what the playoff showed last year, having all of that time off from your conference championship to the playoff game is bad. It turns out the best reps for kids are like actual reps. This whole thing is just bad.
It's all bad. I hate it. I'm so glad we're talking about it. Now I'm mad again. Let's go to the NFL, where no one can hurt me because I'm not a fan of anyone. But you're a fan of someone. Speaking of a team that plays college football in your state that you absolutely hate, what's it like cheering for Cam Ward on the Titans?
It feels good. I feel better cheering for Cam Ward. Like I think I've even come on this podcast before. You've had to talk me off the ledge about Cam Ward and just how no matter how talented you are, if you're not surrounded by comparable talent, it's not going to show. I see the vision with Cam Ward. So I'm like, yes, I can be excited about this. I have no illusions about what my Titans are. Yeah. We are a 3-win football team. I know that. I've accepted that. I'm at peace with that.
But you're going to have fun while you do it.
We're going to be fun. But if next year we're not a 8-9 win team, we got to start looking at that GM and be like, hey, clock is ticking.
Tick-tock.
We got this college control quarterback that in about 4 years we're gonna have to pay a lot of money. Let's get this done. But no, I feel good watching the Titans because why Brian Callahan might embarrass me. Because again, I know what bad coaching looks like.
Hey man, what's it like for your coach to like openly not know the rules?
He got in front of John Madden and Beyonce and said, I didn't know a hand was the same as 2 feet.
What?
Like that was how he had a job after that interview.
Is this his first year for you guys or is year 3? Year 2 or 3?
2.
Year 2? Okay.
Yeah, year 2.
That's why it's year 2.
How long has Vrabel been at New England? Because
this is his first year. because he took last year off because
Then it's two. Then it's year two.
They gave him. They gave the job to the black man to get the Belichick stink off.
Yeah,
they gave the job to Mike Vrabel.
That's yeah.
All right, let's go to the NFL real quick. Chiefs lost to the Bengals or the Eagles, 2017. Problems in Kansas City, baby. Problems, all bad.
Patrick Mahomes can only cover up so much, and he covers up a lot. Don't get it wrong. He covers up a lot because that is not a good football team.
Between this and the looming publicity happening for Tyreek Hill, is that a trade that you see happening?
No.
Come on.
Because
live a little.
What could Kansas City give up that Miami would want?
I think you're underestimating what a cancer he's being in Miami. I think you're grossly underestimating how stinky he's making that pool.
Oh, I think you're grossly underestimating how much of a stink Miami will tolerate. They'll tolerate a lot.
They're about to fire everyone. Speaking of bad teams, they're about to fire.
Oh, at the end of the year, yes, but during the year, they're gonna ride this thing out.
Sick work. So let's talk about one of your mirages. Daniel Jones led the Colts to another win yesterday. 23-34, 316. He says he's not Danny Dimes anymore. He is DJ because in the locker room they say go DJ. That's my DJ. I let that one just sit.
I didn't realize the kids listen to the Carter. I thought they were all about
it's on the oldies channel, buddy. Oldies.
Oh,
it doesn't feel good.
You sound like my son now.
So what's the mirage you want to talk about here?
It's Indiana Jones. We've seen this before. Like
Can I be perfectly honest with you? Until yesterday, you and I were eye to eye on this one. Yesterday, I watched Brian Dable get a 450-yard performance out of Russell Wilson. And so now I'm like, maybe the problem was Danny.
Man.
It's the year 2025. This nigga done threw an entire season worth of yards in one game and still lost.
Well, because the problem with and we've all done this. We've all played that in NCAA. Deep attack. You run deep attack. It's like, hey man, square is open all the time. Let me just keep hitting that button. Let me just keep getting it over there. And it's like, oh, safety actually was lurking that time.
Malik Neighbors had 9 catches for 167 yards.
Jesus.
In contrast, Josh Allen, the leading passer in that Jets-Bills game, passed for 148 yards. Sir.
So is that a function of the Jets defense being good or the Bills realizing, oh, you can't stop James Cook?
Why? Let's get out of here. Keep the clock. You know what keeps the clock moving? Running the ball. Look at this motherfucker. 21 for 132. Yeah. Someone was like, I was talking to someone today. They were like, you didn't congratulate me on my Bills team. I'm like, for what? You beat up the Jets. You beat up the Jets who had a concussed quarterback. Like, what are we doing here? You picked on the kid who needs not to be picked on, and you did that. Congratulate. Do you feel good? Do you feel big? Do you feel big? You beat up the Jets. Congratulations.
I mean, that's that whole division, honestly. That they feel great about winning that division every year. So
Lamar Jackson is so good at football.
All right. Funny story. Do you know why Lamar Jackson didn't go to Florida?
What year was it?
2012.
Muschamp
got the commit. Lamar Jackson was in the door.
They fired Will.
And he said, you didn't show loyalty. That shows me that you are in an organization that doesn't value loyalty.
Thank goodness.
He went to
Louisville. Can you imagine?
Bobby Petrino. He said, you don't value loyalty, so I'm hitching my wagon to Bobby Petrino.
See, and that's how I know you're thinking about Bobby Petrino being loyal to a job. He was loyal to his people. That girl didn't deserve to be dragged through the mud. I fell off a motorcycle. No more questions. Yes, I was alone. I'm wearing a Sugar Bowl hat.
That press conference is legendary.
So y'all know it's never been better than when you had me.
That press conference is legendary.
Hey man, if you're gonna lie, we fight on that lie.
But if it's a lie, then we fight on that lie.
Football's crazy. Um, I did not know that Lamar Jackson story. As a Georgia fan, I'm very happy about the Lamar Jackson story. Glad it went that way, broke that way for us. As a former Falcons fan, I'd like to apologize to America for exposing you to that team. I went to sleep in about the third quarter. I was like, man, I ain't stand for this bullshit. Bijan Robinson is fun to watch.
Yes.
I will say that.
Well, good running backs are always fun.
Not always.
I said good running backs.
Oh, good. I thought you said theirs. I was like, nah, Falcons have had some trash.
No, like
but
a good running back is always exciting.
Open fields. He put a cut on somebody last night that made I stood up.
Yeah.
From my couch.
Yeah.
He put that. It was an inside run. He cuts up two dudes the first time. He cuts up another dude, and then as he's getting tackled from the outside, just slips in a little jump cut. I was like, what? I couldn't do that in Madden if I had like that time dilated and the buttons in front of me and tell me what to hit. Couldn't do it. The Bengal season is over. Sorry to say that. Joe Burrow's out for 3 months.
And that sucks. It really does. I got nothing else for you. It just sucks. We didn't expect them to like make a deep playoff run, but the Bengals are one of those teams where it's like, hey, they got Joe Burrow. Anything is possible.
Even him playing a full season.
Yeah.
At a certain point, availability is an ability.
Yes, it is.
And he's rarely available. Someone's about to have a ton of free time. Chris Greer and Mike McDaniels, as they fall to 0-2. They play the Bills on Thursday. Someone go and says the Dolphins are 0-3.
Yeah.
It's not a prediction.
Look at their next 4 games. Look at their next 4 games.
Actually, hold on. Let's play a schedule game with them. The Jets, Panthers, they can win those games. They can finish this stretch 2-3.
That I think 2-3 is enough to save their job.
Oh, everyone stays employed at 2-3.
Yeah. However, I do have a question for
1-4.
Oh, then it gets noisy.
Especially if it's the Jets.
Yeah.
If you pull out the Panthers, like that's not going to save anyone. If you're 0-4 going into the Panthers, that's not saving anyone's job.
No, it is not.
Then Bolts. Go ask your question. Sorry.
Yeah. Is something wrong with Tua?
Yes.
What is wrong with him?
He's been hitting the head a lot.
Okay. Well, sometimes the obvious answer is the correct.
I mean, like we can dress it up. We can like do schematic things. Like schematically, they've evolved a little bit in the last couple of years. Not enough, in my opinion. The offensive line play is putrid.
Yes, it is.
And when you keep putting someone behind, and I'm not even saying like for the hits, like if you put someone behind a line he doesn't trust that often, this is what it looks like. You're going to be jumpy because you don't trust them. Because why would you trust them? They got you hit a lot. Like everything here makes sense. It's just sad because I'm one of those people who is very much like, ooh, Mike McDaniel, another black head coach. I love it. And ooh, Mike McDaniel, someone who's against the grain. Like I was kind of excited about it. And then
which is funny.
You can't be cool and lose. You can be cool and win. But like I know Mike McDaniel's like I'm just not me saying anything about him. He's a clean man who gave up drinking when he worked for the Falcons. He looks like he's selling cocaine at all times. He's not. He's coaching a football team.
He looks like a side character in Grand Theft Auto.
He just gave me a side quest.
Yes.
I've got to transport this car full of drugs across Los Santos before the rollers get me. Like that's how it feels.
I will say it is interesting to see from a personnel perspective. The Dolphins seem to understand that defensive linemen matter because they overload on defensive linemen, whether they're good or not, different question. They target defensive linemen. They just abandoned offensive linemen.
They gave up.
Ceded territory, just for whatever.
For what? If the ball's out fast enough, it shouldn't matter. Wrong again, Mike. Wrong again, Chris Greer. Oh, buddy. That's, all bad.
Turns out 4 seconds is a lot longer than 2.
Man, someone say double. Some would say double. Before I get out of here, I want to ask you about one more thing, or 2 more things. Hey, man, the Packers are scary.
I like watching Jordan Love because he's not my quarterback.
He's good. I like Jordan Love.
He is so good.
So what's the uneasiness?
Oh, he throws a lot of picks. But
oh no, look, I was raised in the 90s, sir. I'm throw picks and go get the ball back.
He's not my quarterback, so I love watching the quarterback just
Fair
let
enough.
it rip.
Fair
but
enough.
when it's mine doing that, I'm like, ooh, could you not?
Dog, yes. Cam Ward got away with that crossbody deep out. I was like, he must kick me away with this. Like, I'm cheering for him. I was like, no, he has to be punished. That was
that play happened. I looked at my brother and said, he did everything wrong on that play, was rewarded for it.
The most wrong football play I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Everything wrong, and he was rewarded. This is going to be fun.
This is going to create horrible habits that will never be broken. Speaking of horrible habits, Caleb Williams broken. Sorry. Go ahead and say what you're going to say, but Caleb Williams is broken.
Before we get to Caleb Williams being broken, Packers are really good. That defense is really good. I thought they'd miss Jair Alexander a lot more than they do. Turns out, what's the best way to replace a great quarterback? Just get to the quarterback in 2 seconds. That solves all of your secondary issues.
There's a pick in their first game that was caused by Micah.
Yes.
And I think it was because they're playing golf in them. And then come out in 2 shell man. And they snap the ball and it's play action. And on the play action, they roll to cover 3. But because Goff had turned his head to execute the play fake, he turned back. Micah Parsons was there. So he assumed it was still man. And he threw it directly to the safety. I was just like, that pick should be credited to Michael Parsons. That's 1,000% his interception. And no one else caused that.
So, speaking of the best cure for a secondary being Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs. It might be time to start having that conversation. It might be tough.
So I don't know if this stat's true or not. I've heard it. I didn't do the numbers. When Micah Parsons was on the field for the Cowboys last year, they were statistically, DVOA or whatever, the best defense in the NFL. Do you know what their ranking was when he wasn't on the field?
I'm going to guess 28, 29?
30 fucking 2.
God. I tried.
They were allegedly the worst defense in football when he wasn't on the field.
That's pretty funny, actually.
And that's how much they hated him to get rid of him.
Something happened.
I need to know. I've heard stories. I need to know on the record. Athletic, New York Times, I know you're watching. If you guys drop multi-piece part on that, I will pay for your paywall for a month or 2. I'll do it.
Oh, yes.
You'll get my whatever dollars a month.
But just like the Cowboys defense is broken, something is wrong with Sim. I think it goes back to what you were saying about Lincoln Riley quarterbacks.
You don't coach him. It's that simple. You don't coach him.
At some point, I think there's going to be a college coach who realizes my success isn't just tied to wins, but if I can make these kids better while they're with me, that'll keep my position more stable.
That's the Kirby defense plan.
Yeah.
Not the Kirby offense plan, as we've all seen, but the Kirby defense plan is, come on, play for me. You'll be great.
Yeah.
And they're like, shit, he's right. If I go play as a linebacker or DP in Georgia, if I can make it on the field, I'll be great.
Yeah. So with Chicago, how much of it can be pointed? How much of this can Ben Johnson fix? Or is Ben Johnson one of the symptoms of the disease?
We have no data on Ben Johnson. We have OC stuff in the Lions, which was awesome and fun. We've never seen him run a team. And full disclosure, Felder's my friend. Ben Johnson was his teammate. He has given me nothing but glowing recommendations. Not Ben Johnson as a football player, but Ben Johnson as a man. He says he's one of the best men he's ever known.
Yeah.
So all my opinion on him is filtered through Felder. That being said, the brain drain out of Detroit was real. He earned that job. He turned down jobs the year before that that was well publicized. Him and Aaron Glenn both went to places where it's going to be very hard to win. And the length of rope given is going to be very telling, because they've got to decide at some point in Chicago and Hallis Hall, are we going to be tied to this quarterback? Because, Justin, I'll tell you something. With most of the things I could go through and do, like JJ McCarthy is a player who, hand up, I've never believed in.
Right.
I've never thought he was any good. I never thought there was like underlying talent that they were holding back. I thought that they ran so much not because it was a choice, because limitations of the position.
It was necessity. Like, again, we know what that looks like. San Francisco 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo.
I didn't say it. We were both thinking, and I love that we're there. That being said, I've seen flashes in 2 weeks from JJ McCarthy that make me think, oh shit, maybe I was a little wrong on JJ. Yeah. Every snap of Bears football I've seen over the last 2 years, I'm just like, oh, I was super right about this kid.
Yeah.
I was super, to the point where I was like, man, I've said to Felder on this podcast, what's going to make me be wrong about Caleb? And he's just like, you're not wrong. Which I don't want to be right all the time. This one hurts. I would like for this weirdo kid to be really good at football. But I was really wrong about Josh Rosen. I'll finally wear that L. I was wrong. Fine, whatever. But I think I may have been super right about Caleb, and that's not a good feeling.
Hey, if Josh Allen can turn it around.
Josh Allen had the wherewithal to when people were telling him he was great, he's like, no, I'm playing pretty bad, actually. And then he went and fixed it. Nothing I've seen from Caleb Williams tells me that's the cloth he's cut from. Prove me wrong, Caleb. But like, if it comes down to a level of self-awareness and course correction, nothing historically I've seen from this player says that that's what's coming.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's fair. That's fair. Because I find him endearing, I want him to succeed. So
yeah,
but it does not look good. It does not look good. Oh, it does not look good.
You look at guys who came out flat or like had to recapture something. It's a hard road back. The young man in Carolina,
Bryce Young.
He went for 300 this week, to the ball 55 times. There was a time last year where he was left on the side of the road. They were starting Andy Dalton on purpose in the year 2024.
Yeah.
Dalton got hurt. He got his shit back. I don't know if they believe in him yet, but they let him throw it 55 fucking times on Sunday. So is there a path forward for Caleb? Of course there is. He's a child. He's a second year in the league. Does it require immediate changes? Drastic ones? Yeah. Yeah. Because the Ben Johnson hire, you don't get to get that many coaches fired in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like Tua is about to get his second coach fired, and it's weird. You're a rookie on rookie money. Choosing Ben Johnson was hope you can fix this. It was hey man, come be our coach. You know why reporters are nicer to the front office than they are to the players? Because they're going to be around longer than the players. Caleb's got to figure that shit out. Because from what I know of Ben Johnson, the way I've seen him do his job, he's not going to let Caleb get him fired.
Yeah.
I don't know. You let a 22-year-old boy get me fired? Absolutely not. So we'll see. But it's going to come to a head sooner than later, and I think that it's going to be something to see. Because, again, I want to be wrong. I want to come out here in 3 weeks, I rotate you back on and be like, man, shit, Caleb told me to shut the fuck up, and we laugh about it. It costs me nothing to be wrong about this. But if I'm right, it costs him a lot.
Yeah.
All right, man, we're recording right now. The Bucks are leading the Texans here in the fourth. I'm going to ask you this. we're both old men who've got jobs. We're not going to see the late game.
No,
I
no,
think
we
the
are
Raiders
not.
are going to win this game. The Raiders are 3.5-point dogs.
Really? That's interesting.
They got Brock Bowers, baby. They got Brock Bowers and the world's youngest 74-year-old in Pete Carroll. It's his birthday today. He's the youngest, mathematically the youngest.
Sensational. No, I'm super high on that Raiders outfit.
Dog. Imagine what a little competence will do for you.
Funny how that works, isn't
Y'all
it?
keep Mark Davis off TV. Keep trotting out Pete. We're gonna be all right. Gino too.
Gino he looks good.
Gino's
He
mad.
looks good.
Oh, Gino got replaced for no good reason. Gino got replaced by Sam. Dog, I'd be mad as shit too.
Like a word, him? Got
Sam?
It. That's cool.
Sam Darnold. The
And
dude who okay.
The same reasons why Minnesota let him go, Seattle is like, oh, that's why y'all let him go. This is why.
They got Brock Bowers splitting time in Las Vegas, and he still had 5 for 103 last week. Damn, and he never cracked 1,000 yards as a Bulldog because Mike Bobo, or you know what? It wouldn't even Mike Bobo. I don't know why I brought it up. Now I'm mad again. Justin, then.
So hold on. No. I all jokes and shade aside, with how Georgia runs that offense, is there a receiver that can get 1,000 yards down there?
So what happens is they don't get one good receiver. And that's AJ never broke 1,000, which is wild to me. They get him in clusters.
And that's what I mean. So
the late game tonight is Lad McConkey taking on Brock Bowers.
Both were at Georgia
at the same damn time.
So that's will Georgia have?
You've respun this for me. I've been very despondent about this fact. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Why can't we produce a receiver? But now you've reminded me that, we just seem to stockpile talent that doesn't seem to always translate to the NFL, but has found a way. My problem with Georgia right now, honestly, the biggest problem I have, the entire coaching staff is like the spring break crew of 97. You think I'm kidding? Before the Tennessee game, they were running a clip of Kirby Smart picking off Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
While Mike Bobo cheered on the sideline because he was a goddamn quarterback. You wouldn't let me and my 3 friends run a football team. Me and 2 of my teammates, you wouldn't let us run shit.
Well, hey, sometimes you get North Carolina, and sometimes you get Georgia.
Spring break 90, Lake Tahoe 97, woo!
Oh, man.
Oh, what up, Curb? They just, oh my God, those staff meetings have to be ridiculous. Okay, let me get out of here before I start really thinking about this too much. Justin, tell everyone where they can find your musings on sports and everything else.
I appreciate that, man. You can find me in my musings on Blue Sky, LJ90 on Blue Sky. You can catch me on ADD Space on occasion. You can catch me here on occasion. You can catch me on the Insanity Report on occasion. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Chris sent out a text to a couple of us, and I said, don't ask me about the Insanity Report for at least 5 weeks. And then other news occurred where the person who caused the first news was identified and put forth, and I said, tack on an extra 5 weeks. So I can't be on for 10 weeks. Don't even ask.
My self-filter game is strong.
Mine is 10 weeks.
Like I said, hey, that's what group chats are. That's what group chats are for.
Anyway, I don't know. What are we talking about? It's crazy. This has been
sharing musings with your friends that you don't necessarily want the world to see. Some things are just for your friends.
There's stuff that I call you. I'll call people and talk to them. So I'm like, no one's recording us. Like, I don't need it. I don't need anything. I was having to cover something, and I said, hey, this is an in-person conversation. Let's not text this. Just because you know what? The youth have bad operational security. That's what this is truly about.
The youth have bad operational security.
So do the olds. We are in the
Exactly.
perfect pocket of like someone's always trying to read my shit. No one can read my shit.
I offer the listeners this as someone that was raised in social media, and by raised in social media, I'm talking back in LiveJournal, Zanga, predating MySpace. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. While you have the compulsion to share everything, because that's how you build connections. I'm not even saying a following. Like, if you're generally on social media to connect with new people, you build those connections by sharing your thoughts. Not every thought is an outside thought. Some thoughts are inside thoughts. Learning the difference between the two will save you so much trouble in the future.
Translation: some of your thoughts are super dope, and not everyone deserves access to your super dope thoughts. Please be discerning with whom you share them. That was your show, guys. Thank you for listening to UD Pod. Make sure you subscribe, share it. We're on Spotify. We're on, I guess, whatever Apple Podcasts is now, iTunes. I don't know. I'm 40. You can also find this podcast right now on YouTube as I drag this entire operation into 2015. There is going to be a Felder Friday this week. I'm very excited to talk it because Georgia has a bye week, and I'm going to a wedding. And those are always going to be fun things to talk about because it's stress-free. I go to a wedding. I don't have to worry. It's a stress-free wedding. Oh, couldn't be happier. Thanks to Bo for scheduling his wedding on that night. That was your show. There is no outro. See you guys on Friday.